PPC Building Dreams, building it right from the start.
Today, I'm joined again by Daniel, PPC resident architect and designer extraordinaire. Today, we're talking aesthetics. Daniel, what are aesthetics?
Hi Makwadi. Yes, the question what is aesthetics is a very important one because it is the way that we experience the everyday around us. It's the beauty that we find in nature, it's the beauty that we find in our urban surroundings, in our buildings, in the way that we experience everyday rituals, be it the way that we eat, be it the way that we socialize, be it the way that we look at the world around us. In essence, the definition of aesthetics could be summarized as the beauty in the everyday.
What are the importance of aesthetics?
Makwadi, yes, aesthetics are extraordinarily important because that is the way that we experience delight. We experience delight in beauty. So beauty is a very important function as well. When we look at buildings, we don't just look at the functional requirements of buildings. We look at the way that the spaces inspire us, the way that the spaces speak to us, and the way that it creates poetry in our lives.
At what stage should aesthetics be considered?
Aesthetics is very important. It needs to be considered right from the beginning in the early stages of design, because aesthetics is incorporated not only in the finishes, but also in the volumes of the spaces, in a way that the spaces flow, in a way that we consider openings like windows and doors to allow light in. The poetry of the experience of light and shadow is a very important consideration. Also, I think aesthetics should be considered in the way that we experience the space, in the way that we utilize it. For example, the way that we experience a lounge space should be airy and it should support that activity, whereas the way that we experience a bedroom is maybe far more intimate. So aesthetics is not just, as I said, about the finishes and the final products, but in the totality of creating an experience which is unique and which suits your lifestyle. You can incorporate aesthetics using concrete. Concrete can be used in many versatile ways, be it through polishing it, chipping it, using pigments to create any color that you desire. And so what we can do is we can use one material in many different ways. Not only is it cost effective, for example, if you use pigments in concrete, you never have to paint that building ever again, but it's also the way that we can integrate structure and finish in one single material.
What are the advantages of using concrete?
So the advantages of using concrete as an aesthetic material is that you can use it anywhere. Unlike timber or steel, which you need to import from somewhere else, you can actually mix it and make it, produce it and cast it on site. The advantage of using concrete in that way is that you can play with the aesthetics of the material. So not only is it about a structural material, but it's also about a finish, in a way that the surface of the concrete can be considered and designed to suit the aesthetics of the interior. So concrete can be smooth, it can be chipped to create a rough texture, it can be polished to create a shiny material that exposes the aggregates, the stone in it. And of course, lastly, we can use pigments. So not only is it versatile, but it's also very cost effective. Once you've used the material, it's got virtually no maintenance. And if you're going to use pigments in the concrete, unlike where you use paint that can peel or fade, the concrete will remain like that forever.
Wow, that's been very insightful. So without cement, it would be impossible to feed all these materials together to form a solid structure. You really do need that quality cement. Remember, don't settle for an cement. Ask for the tried and tested one, the one as strong as an elephant. Ask for PPC cement.